Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and a special thanks to Andrew from DECO Products. He's gonna tell us all about DECO Products and advanced manufacturing. And thanks, Andrew, for being here today.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
You bet. So let's just start a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself a little bit, your career history, your education, and what you do there.
Yeah, so I grew up in Decorah. I went to all the way through elementary, middle school, high school in Decorah. I graduated and then went to Luther, and then I ended up working as an intern for a little while, and then working into my current role at DECO. So I've been in the area for my entire life. But sorry, did you have another question, or should I keep going?
And Barb is joining us. Is Barb on?
Yes, she is as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Barb is joining us from DECO as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do as a production manager there?
Right. So it really depends each day. I'm kind of fighting fires most of the day. So as problems come up, I kind of head out, try to solve them, come up with the best solution we can do. But there's a lot to do with like flexing our departments and making sure we have the right people in the right place. As our production work increases in certain areas, like we have to cross-train people and just make sure that we're being as efficient as possible.
Great. Barb, is there anything you want to add about what you do there, maybe in your role, which maybe is a little different?
So hello, everybody. My name is Barb, and I am the HR manager here at DECO Products. Been with the company about 3 years. So one of the things I want to talk about with manufacturing is that it is a very fast-paced, exciting career. DECO is very proactive when it comes to employee engagement, when it comes to making sure that we hire the right people for the right jobs, making sure that they're happy and satisfied in their position. So I think there's a lot of fun in manufacturing. We are always looking for the next generation of workers here. So when you get out of school, come work for us.
And it also sounds like there's probably a lot of opportunity for growth. So we will hopefully get into that as we go through the questions. So our very first question is really important. Tell us about soft skills and soft skills that are needed to be successful in your workplace. Andrew, do you want to take that one?
Sure. I mean, communication, whenever I have an interview or, I mean, anything, communication is what I always say is the number one important thing. We're all a team. We all want to work together. We all have the same goals. So like having positive interactions and making sure you're building people up instead of taking them down is super important. Because like I said, we're all on the same team. It's kind of like a sports team or something where like if we win as a team, we all win, which is kind of fun because like there are a lot of like correlations to like a sports team where like we all have different roles we play, and we all like need to step up and make sure we're filling those roles. But it's really exciting when we do win.
I love that analogy because I think it's one we can probably all relate to, right? We've been on those teams and you have to work together to get the job done. Same in the workplace. Anything you want to add, Barb?
So just this morning, I had an opportunity to talk with one of our third shift team members. And it was really fun because what he told me is this. He said, you know, I didn't really know if this was going to be a good fit for me at first, and I wasn't really sure about third shift. But he said, we all help each other. He said, we're all, you know, part, and he even used that same terminology. He goes, we're all part of the same team. And he really likes it here because of that. He said he's built this rapport with his coworkers and we all help each other, which I thought was pretty cool and very timely, of course, for today. So I think with communication though, just talking to your supervisor, talking with your coworkers, letting us know what's going on is so important. In fact, we've come up with various ways for employees to communicate with us. So we accept text messages, We accept email, of course, and of course you could call, but there's very few people that use that phone and leave a message. We get more text messages and email messages than anything. And we just did that about a year ago where we started accepting text messages. And I always tell new hires, you can do a text message. It's just super easy. And even if you're not feeling well, it is a great way to communicate and let us know what's going on.
Absolutely. And you brought up a good point too, that I think we miss a lot of times is the workplace culture. It's so important to really identify and enjoy the culture of the company that you're working in. So I'm guessing there'll be some classroom discussion about that maybe after this as well.
Mhm.
So we've been asked to back up a little bit. And I think Andrew has some visuals for us, and tell us what your advanced manufacturing company does, because advanced manufacturing, right, covers so many different products that you could potentially produce. And then they're interested a little more in your role specifically too, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. So we make so many different parts. It's probably like 10,000 different unique parts. But there's a couple that people can like see and notice. So we make like little truck, like, so it's a die cast like hub toy. We make lots of like window sash locks. So we used to make almost all the ones that would go on your window, and it'd be the latch that locks it when it opens and closes. We make some little crucifix type things. I was surprised when I met my wife. She had one of these up in her house, and I was like, "Hey, we make those," which is funny. And then like different types of handles, different things like that, and some really big parts too. So it really just depends. But it's zinc die casting, so all of our parts are made out of zinc primarily. But we do a lot of things to finish them off too. So we might paint them, we might send them outside to get plated for another company. We do all the assembly work. So there's a lot of different things we do to get them to the final stage before we sell them to the customer. But yeah, it's fun because you'll go out there and you can go for a couple weeks without seeing the same part running the same day. But we just process through a lot of different things, and we just are suppliers for a ton of different companies in the U.S.
So I'm guessing with all of those different parts and all the different processes you described, you need people with different skill sets.
Right. And that kind of goes back to the team too. So, I mean, we have lots of people who come here straight out of high school, but we have plenty of people too that either go to like get a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree or really anything in between. So, I mean, we have 50 office personnel as well that are in any range of PhD versus anything. So, I mean, we can, a company our size, which we're not that large, but we're about 200 employees, we can really find a niche for most people. We want to align you with your skills. We want to create like the best utilization of your skills. So there's lots of options.
Fantastic. Okay. We're looking for more questions in that chat if you have them, but I'm going to direct this to Barb and tell us about the working environment for these careers that you offer.
So the working environment, we might be able to show you a little video. I don't know if we're prepared to do that or not, Andrew, but the working environment is actually very clean. A lot of people think of manufacturing as, maybe a little dirty, but everybody walks out of the door, and most people leave looking the same way they came in, maybe a little bit more tired because it's work, right? But we do have a culture here of helping. Supervisors and lead people are always checking with the employees, making sure that they don't need some extra help or that they're need some direction. Our goal always is to make sure that all of our employees have, whatever they need throughout the day. It's a busy place though. So, you might see your supervisor maybe, 4 times a day during your shift. But we try to do as much as possible to make sure all of our employees' needs are met. But the interesting thing is, out of our about 200 employees, we have people that have been here for a long time. I did a report the other day. We have 84 out of our around 200 that have been with the company for over 25 years. That is amazing. So we have folks that have started here right out of high school, you know, and I hear from them too. They always say, well, I only meant to stay a couple years, but here I am. And we honor all of our employees at every 5-year increment. So every year we have a service award banquet, and they get a really nice service award of their choice. It's pretty cool. People are really proud of their years of service here, and they might be doing the same thing they did 25 years ago or 37 years ago, but that's what they like to do. That's what they want to do. And they come to work every day and give it their all. So we're really proud of all of our employees, and we are building the next generation of team members. And we have all these great examples of employees here that people can look to and go, wow, you've been here that long. I mean, that's always the reaction. Wow, you've been here that long, and you never think you're going to be here that long, but you are, you know, because it's a great place to work. It's one of the best places ever. So
when you love what you do and the people that you work with, the time flies, right?
Absolutely. It really does.
So we can actually, if you want to send us that video, we will make sure to attach it or send it out with the recording so that everybody gets to view that as well. That might be the easiest way to do that if you're okay with that.
That would be great. Yeah,
okay.
They're very short. They're only about a minute long, but they're really good videos to show people what our manufacturing. We have a plant walkthrough that's really fast and brief. And then we also have one that shows the different operations.
That's great, because sometimes it's hard to visualize. I know, like, we want to see what you're doing, but that's hard to do in this format. So those videos will be really helpful. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Andrew, why don't you tell us about what you like about what you do, and if there's anything you don't like about what you do?
Well, what do I like? There's lots of things I like. I started out in continuous improvement. And so my role was kind of making everybody's lives easier and trying to find like ways to simplify things. And that was really fun because I was like, it was super rewarding because everything I was doing would make people happy and positive, and it was good changes, and it saved money and things like that. And I still do a lot of stuff like that too. So, I mean, my biggest satisfaction, I think, is when I can make somebody else's job more efficient or better, or make their day better somehow. And so I really enjoy that. What do I not like? It can be stressful sometimes. It can be busy. Right now in particular is like our workload is up significantly from last year, which is a good thing. It's really exciting. But we have a lot of work to get done in a short amount of time. So, I mean, that can be a little bit stressful too, but that's normal.
So our audience is really interested if you can share with us some of the companies that purchase products from you that you create for them. Yeah.
So most like Pella Windows, Marvin Windows, most window companies are going to purchase parts from us. Our biggest company is H&I, which is like, if I could turn my screen, I could show you the office furniture we have over here. We actually like use our own. So they make a lot of like cubicles and things like that.
And they're headquartered in Iowa as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Right? In Muscatine. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So like I said, they're our biggest supplier. We work with Taurus, which makes like replicas, and then we work with who else? The biggest Engineer Control. So this is probably one you may or may not know, but like on the outside of your house, the gas regulators, we make most of those, but I don't know what those are. But I don't know. A lot of them are like hidden, like in a truck or something like that, where you wouldn't necessarily see them. But there's quite a few companies.
That's interesting. Thank you for those examples. So we have more great questions from the audience. So I'm going to keep going with those. We have a little over 5 minutes left. These go really quick because there's so much good stuff to cover. Do you provide on-the-job training for the manufacturing positions? And what do people like about working with the machines that you have and creating the products?
So absolutely we do training, very lengthy training sometimes. But depending on which role you're in, there'll be a certain amount that's like video training that we'll do, but then we'll do on-the-job training as well, where you'll be working with a supervisor or a lead or a supervisor or something like that. And we have checklists to go through, and we have 30-day reviews and 60-day reviews and things like that. So there's lots of touch points to make sure you understand what you're doing. And if you have any questions, like I said before, communication's super important. But yeah, training's obviously really, really important. And what do those people like about working with machines and creating things? I mean, anytime you're creating something, it's really exciting. So another one that I see every day, or not every day, but whenever I refill my car, is on the actual, like, I don't know what you call it, the gun. No, the thing that you actually put into the car nozzle. Sorry, to fill it up. There's components on there that we make. So I mean, I've heard employees say it's really fun. Like every time they see that, it's like, oh, I made that part. Oh, I made that part. But like, when I started working production early on too, and so we have like standard sheets that's kind of like goals, and you're competing against your other teammates a little bit. But it's really kind of exciting too, because like every day is a challenge to try to beat your previous high score and things like that. So it's almost like a game too. And when you do hit those high scores, because you have to like optimize how you're doing it, it's really exciting too. And it's like, your lead will probably congratulate you and things like that. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like a game there too, which is fun.
It sounds like you have a lot of fun while you get your work done.
We do.
Yeah, good. I think our audience can probably appreciate that, right? And I have a lot of fun getting to learn about all these careers. So thank you for that again. Barb, do you want to tell us about what classes you think students should take in high school that would be helpful for them if they wanted to come work in advanced manufacturing?
So just having a broad education, knowing your basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I know it sounds very basic because it is. You have to be able to read work instructions. You have to be able to comprehend and understand what those work instructions are telling you. There's going to be some measurements you need to make. Sometimes the tools are there for you that actually make the measurements for you, but you just need to understand the concept. Communication, just learning how to just verbally communicate, written communication, and maybe this isn't necessarily taught, but it's part of communication, just how to be respectful, how to treat people appropriately, and just how to be a good team member here at any work you do, but here at DECO, because that's, just understanding just kind of the rules of life. There's a lot of things you need to know when you get out of high school. Nobody's going to tell you that you have to get to work except yourself. And, and then there's consequences if you don't come to work. And, so there's lots of things that just kind of, it's all the basic knowledge of life that you're learning in school that'll get you the job that you want, and that'll let you keep the job that you want.
That's some great tips there. Oh my gosh, we have all the great questions still coming in. Tell us about the benefit. We'll start keep it with you, Barb, for this one. What benefits do you have? And then maybe we'll go to Andrew and talk about manufacturing classes that might benefit students that they could take.
So on the benefits side, so what does everybody want to know? Everybody wants to know, do I get paid? Yes, absolutely. You get paid. And right now, when you start in an entry-level position, you make $15 an hour, which is huge. That's a lot of money. It's better than McDonald's, and it's more fun. You also get 3 weeks of time off. So you have to earn it, but you get 3 weeks of time off. We also give you even more money because we give you quarterly bonuses. So that means after 3 months of work, you get a quarterly bonus, just a lump sum dollar amount in your paycheck the following month. So we're always, I feel like it's, maybe it doesn't come often enough, but it does come pretty regularly. So every 3 months, you're getting another check besides your paycheck. We also, some of the other benefits, of course, we have the medical benefits that everybody wants, and dental benefits. And we also have a retirement 401k. So I always tell young people, and anybody we start, but especially young people, start early to save for your retirement. And we do a matching. So, the employee will contribute 6% of their earnings, and we put in at DECO 4.5%. So that's 10.5% of earnings that goes into your retirement account. And at the age that you're at right now, it sounds like retirement is like, that's for old people, that's far away, but really it comes faster than you know it. And the sooner you start, the better and more money you'll have, and you'll be able to retire early. So you don't have to work the rest of your life. So we just have a lot of fun things like that. And then we also do, we bring in meals quarterly for employees, and we'll bring in the Moo-mobile and have milkshakes in the summer for employees. And, those are all the other little things we do. We have a company picnic out at Pinter's Gardens. If you've ever been out to Pinter's Garden, you know that what it looks like out in that play yard there. And that's always really fun for everybody, adults alike. So those are some of the benefits that we have that I think are really, really a nice thing for our employees.
Great. That was a great overview. And a lot of things to think about, right? Like retirement is closer than you think, and you want to do it early, and you want to have enough saved that you can do the things you want to do. So yeah. So let's end with a final question, because this is a good one. Our students that are on from Dubuque today have a lot of opportunity for their industrial tech classes or manufacturing classes. Andrew, what do you think, if they want to go into the field, would be a great use of their time for them to take when they get to high school?
I mean, I don't know specifically which classes I guess you're talking about, but it seems like that would be an incredible opportunity. I mean, even just on we have robot technicians and things like that. Like, there's so many really kind of exciting opportunities that if you can get some of those classes early on, it can for sure get you ahead. And if nothing else, it lets you think about if that's something you want to do long term too. So some of the classes I took in high school and college, I think some of the benefit is just knowing if that's even an avenue that I wanted to go down. So I say absolutely take them if you can.
Yep. Try them all and see what you like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's not gonna hurt anything. If you figure out you don't like it, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you hit another one of the questions, was 3 to 4 career opportunities you have that might surprise, like robot technicians.
Yeah, absolutely. So
any others that we might be like, wow, I had no idea?
Well, I do think continuous improvement is a really kind of exciting one, where your job is to try to optimize processes and streamline things, and there's a lot of things you do. So that's kind of a fun one that isn't your typical job.
I think maintenance.
I mean, yeah, that's a great one too.
Yeah, machine maintenance.
We always need skilled people there, and there's so many opportunities. I mean, honestly, the maintenance crew probably knows more than almost anybody in the plant. It's amazing, and they're constantly learning and always hard workers. So I mean, that's a great one.
So if you like to fix all the things, and students, I'm just going to tell you, we hear that everybody has a need of maintenance for advanced manufacturing. So if you like to fix things and figure out how they work and want a wide breadth of knowledge in the manufacturing industry, maintenance is a great career option. Well, we want to thank you all for your time today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for your fabulous questions. Those really added to the conversation. So we appreciate that. We will get the video out and if you want to send those pre-recorded videos over right away, we will get those to the other classes who watched the recording yet today.
Great. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.